Hey guys, and welcome back to the PvP Pet Battle series, and today we are going with some suggestions. We got suggested to use the Jade oozeling by Hyperbeam, and he said to use the corrosive ability, the acid good, and the absorb, and he says it works very well, so we're going to give him a go. And RBM Productions told us to use the scourged whelpling. Now, it was in a different combo with the Clockwork Gnome and the Magical Crawled, but I thought it might work well in this team, and we are using the sporeling sprite because we are doing a pet teams today, and I haven't used my favorite pet in one, so I need to use my favorite pet, so that is why he's in. And he is very tanky, so he will go well with this team because with the healing the scourged whelpling does, he puts on a dot against your opponent, and anytime you damage him, he will heal that pet for the same amount, which is very, very handy and should go well with this team, especially with the amount of dots that the oozeling uses. So my idea is to use the scourged whelpling first and then put the debuff on him and then switch into the jade oozeling. Now, this team we're going up against is very potent and very strong. Two configurates in the same team is going to be very, very nasty. So we have the Fell Flame, which is a very strong pet. I do like the Fell Flame. We have little Ragnaros, which is, let's face it, the strongest pet in the game and the most overpowered pet in the game, but he can be taken out. He can. And we have little Chromie, and he's quite strong as well. I haven't got him up to level 25 yet, but he is very, very strong. So we will start off with putting a Death and Decay on the floor, and that will go for 9 turns even if your opponent switches out. And then we will use the debuff that puts, which means anytime we do damage to our opponent, it will heal us. And as you can see, after he used Scorched Earth and Conflagrate, our pet is well below half health, which is not great. So I switch out the Jade oozeling, and then he switches out the little Ragnaros because, of course, he wants to use his Conflagrate on little Ragnaros as well. So thankfully Jade oozeling can be protected with his passive ability, but yet little Ragnaros completely 2-hit kills him with the Conflagrate ability and the Sons of Flames ability. Little Jade oozeling did not stand much of a chance, so that is Jade oozeling out, which is kind of bad because I wanted to give him a good go on out, but every time I seem to use an oozeling pet, I seem to be going up against pets that just completely kill it outright, so that's not good. And the Scorched Earth is doing quite a lot of damage to us, which is not good. And as you can see, Sons of Flames ability protects little Ragnaros and does 200 damage per hit, or per round for 3 rounds, which is kind of strong. And as you can see, little Ragnaros gets back up and he hits us with the sulfuric smash, and that is Scourged Whelpling dead now. But he came back with his passive ability, of course, for only 1 round. So it is up to Mr. Sporeling Sprite to team kill him, really. So I kind of made a mistake and used Leech Seed straight away here. I should have kind of kept it for this turn. So we are going to finish little Ragnaros off this turn with a jab attack. Oh, no, we're not, because he switches out. So we jab our Fell Flame. And we still finish off little Ragnaros because we had our Leech Seed ability up. And would you see what little Fell Flame does? He does the exact same thing, which is Scorched Earth, and of course next turn he is going to be able to use Conflagrate for the double damage, which doesn't do as much damage now because we have our crush ability on from our Sporeling Sprite, and Sporeling Sprite in the next turn shall finish Mr. Fell Flame off, which is always nice. And I must say his combo is very nice because the Fell Flame and little Ragnaros are both elemental types and don't take damage from the Scorched Earth ability, which all my pets were taking damage every turn, which is about 60 damage, and it's never good. And of course he uses little Chrome to finish us off with his strongest ability, which does 800 damage, which isn't good. So we got butt fucked there. Little Sporeling Sprite did well trying to come back, but he couldn't do it all himself. He tried. Hopefully next time I use this team it'll go better. But I've been the bullo, guys, and I will see you all later.